Hello, my name is Cindy Coman and I am one of the Hudson Valley librarians. In this video, I'm going to review how to find sources for the Literature into Film assignment. In this video, our learning objectives are going to be to locate a book and movie to research. We're going to use the library databases to find a book and movie review. We are going to cite our sources, and lastly, locate the Ask a Librarian page to get help after this video. So the first thing that we're going to do is find a book and movie to research. Obviously, you may have already selected your book and movie that you would like to use, but I am going to go to the library catalog to see if the library actually has a book you may be interested in using. The library is open this semester and you can come and pick up a book. Unfortunately, browsing of the shelves is not allowed, but you can place a hold on a book for pickup. So let's do that now. I'm going to go to the main Hudson Valley page, and then I'm going to go to the library main page. So here I am on that page, and I'm going to click on the purple box in the middle, Find Sources from the Dwight Marvin Library. From here, I'm then going to go to OneSearch in the black bar at the top, and that's going to take me to this page. The book that I'm going to use for my example is Crazy Rich Asians. So I will type that into the search box. And instead of selecting everything, I'm going to select HVCC catalog because I want to find the book that I may be able to check out from the library. And just as a side note, I want to just mention the Ask a Librarian 24/7 chat, which pops up immediately when you're in OneSearch. So right now I'm going to say no thanks, but if you need help, you can always just click on the Ask a Librarian 24/7 tab, and this will open up and you'll be able to get help right away. Okay, so here I am at Crazy Rich Asians, and I'm going to click on Hudson Valley Catalog, and it does my search, and here we go. So it looks like the library has this available, and it says it's in the circulating collection, which means it's a print book. So I would have to request this for pickup. I can click the link right here, and then it asks me to sign in. So I will do that, and this is the single sign-on, so I will enter my username and password. Okay, and now once I have signed in, I will get the option under the Find It area to hold item for pickup. So I click here if I would like to pick this up, and then I just submit my request. So within 24 hours, you'll be notified as to whether your book is ready to be picked up. You will come to the library, you will pick that up at the first floor service desk, and then you can read it and return it when it is due. So that's one option for finding a book. If you do not have a copy of it, your public library doesn't have it, you don't want to buy it, any variety of those, then you'll be able to get it from the library if we have it. Okay, so now that we found the book, let's see if the library has the movie. So this is another challenge. You have to find the movie if you do not subscribe to Netflix or you're not going to stream it online. We can see if the library has it available. So again, I will go back to the main library page, and I will go to where it says Research Guides in the black bar at the top. So from here, I'm going to go to About the Library, and then I'm going to go down to Media Services. So this is going to bring me to all of the streaming resources in the library, and I'm going to focus on Swank Digital Campus. So if I click here, these are all full-length feature films, and they're all in alphabetical order, and I can see if Crazy Rich Asians is here. So I'm not seeing it. However, I do see The Help, which is also a book, and you can see that we have the movie here. I see Jane Eyre, Joy Luck Club, even The Kite Runner is here. So this is another option to get some movies or get an idea about what you may want to research. Okay, and then you can just stream these movies directly from this page by clicking on the picture and then following the instructions to watch the movie. The next task is, once you have read the book and watched the movie of your choice, you can start looking for reviews. For movie reviews, I would start looking in IMDb.com, which is the International Movie Database. So I'm going to go there and I will open a new tab so that I can just type in imdb.com. And in the imdb.com search bar, I will put in Crazy Rich Asians. Okay, and here's one of my options. This is Crazy Rich Asians 2018. So I'm going to click there. That's the movie. So here it is. So I want to point out first that this is based on a global bestseller. So if you're confused as to whether or not your movie is based on a book, then hopefully IMDb will tell you that. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And then I'm going to go down to where it says reviews, and it says critic reviews. Those are the reviews that you would like to look at. So you click there. These are all in alphabetical order, most of them. And you can scroll through and see what's available. However, it's very important at this time to consult your assignment. There are only certain sources that you can get a movie review from, and these are the Washington Post, New York Times, Boston Globe, LA Times, and there's a variety of other ones. There's about 10 to 12 options. Please be sure to look at this list and consult your assignment because this is really important. If you do not choose a review from one of these options on your assignment, you will have to get permission to use that review. So please be sure to check that list. One option you have here, you can just scroll through and you can look for the Washington Times, which is probably at the bottom. As I said, it's alphabetical. However, I like to use the Control F feature. So if I hold down the Control F key, I get the Find in Page search box. So I can easily type in one of the sources I'm allowed to use. So Washington Times. So I only got that bar, and the bar turned pink, so that is not available in this list on this page. So let's try another one. Whoops. Los Angeles Times. Okay, and that one is here. So I can click right there, and here we go. We have a movie review of the Crazy Rich Asians from the Los Angeles Times. So you can use this. All right, so that is how you would find a movie review using imdb.com. However, not every movie is going to have a review that you can use from imdb.com. However, it's really great to check because then they're just available to you right there. So then you need to go to OneSearch and you need to search for a movie review. So let's go back to OneSearch, which is here where I was looking for my book. So I'm just going to click the back button. And now what I'm going to do is, because I'm looking for a review now, I'm going to put the title of my movie into quotation marks. And I'm going to add the word and then I'm going to add movie review. Okay. Now before I hit search, I'd like to explain what this search strategy is going to do. So let's see. I'm going to pop over to my PowerPoint and we're going to talk about searching techniques. So I used in that search strategy the word and is a Boolean operator, and it connects two search words together, such as movie and book. So I will find the word movie and book in my search results. The second technique I used was the quotation marks, which is phrase searching, which takes two words and glues them together so that you find them together instead of separately. In my example, I have movie review in the quotation marks. So wherever in my results there is movie review, those two words will be together. Next, I have truncation, which is the asterisk, which takes a root word and adds different endings. So in my example, I have review with the star, and that will give us reviews, reviewed, reviewer. Notice that the word review is a full word and it is the root word. Sometimes the root word is not a full word, it is part of a word. So please be aware of that. You cannot use the asterisk at the end of a word that is not going to have any other ending to it. Okay. Next we have creating our keywords. So everyone's keywords for this assignment are pretty much going to be the same. We're going to use review, book review, movie review, title of the movie, title of the book, and I included the author because sometimes it's kind of hard to find the book or movie review. So I would put the author in there as well. Next, we're going to create our search strategy, which is what I put into the OneSearch box. And in this example, I have Crazy Rich Asians in quotation marks and review, just Crazy Rich Asians, which is going to give me a lot and probably will be too much. Crazy Rich Asians in quotation marks and motion picture or movie and review. And notice in this one that I have parentheses. So this is even more advanced searching, and I encourage you to use it if you understand it and feel confident. The parentheses around motion picture and movie are saying to the database, do this first. And motion picture or movie, those two words are very similar, and that's why we're using the or Boolean operator. We're saying we want any articles with motion picture or movie, database, do that first, then combine it with Crazy Rich Asians and review. Okay, so our next example is Crazy Rich Asians and review and book. So notice the variety of different options you can do and try them all. If you're not finding what you want on the first try, try all of these. I do think that you will need to spend about 30 minutes searching, and you will need to do several different searches, probably 3 to 5 different searches. All right, so now that we have identified our searching techniques, our keywords, and our search strategy, we're going to go back to OneSearch and do the search that I have already prepared. Instead of doing the Hudson Valley catalog this time, I'm going to do everything. So I click on everything, and here I have Crazy Rich Asians movie review. Now underneath the title is the source. So this is from Open, which is not on our list. So I would have to use something different. So here is Variety. Again, not on our list. However, Variety is a very good magazine journal for movie information, so it may be possible to use this, and this is something that you could ask your instructor about. Scrolling down one more, we have the LA Times, and this is similar to the one that we found in the IMDb.com website. So we can go ahead and click on this, available online, and we get options for where it's available online. So I'm going to go directly to the New York Times. And the article comes up, and here's the review of that. So let's talk about citing this information. Over here is the citing feature, so you can click right there and cite within this database in the MLA style. You can go ahead and copy and paste this into your article, into your paper that you're going to be doing. You can also download it to EasyBib if you choose. We do not have a subscription to EasyBib through the college, so I don't know if this is exactly going to work, but if you were going to choose any of these options, I would try EasyBib. Or, as I said, copy and paste it into your Word document. All right, I'm going to go back to my search in OneSearch, and I want to point out also that there is a citing feature in here as well. So if you didn't cite it inside the database, you could cite it here. And then you can copy and paste this and put it into your Word document. There's also the option for emailing the article to yourself, which is always helpful and recommended because if you printed it and lost it or just forgot where it was located and forgot what you found, then you will always have it with you. So I highly recommend that. And I also like to talk about the permalink. A lot of people like to bookmark this link right up here. This link is not going to get you back to the article. It's going to get you back to a blank search page where you'll have to start over. So you don't want to bookmark that. You want to bookmark this permalink, which will take you directly back to this article. Okay, so I'm going to close this. So now we have a movie review, and we're going to change this to book review. And again, we're going to search everything. Okay, so here we have a situation where the source is UI or text, which is not on our list. Oops, sorry about that, which is not on our list. However, it also says it's from 2020. Now, Crazy Rich Asians, the movie, was created in 2018. So the book has to be earlier than 2018, so 2020 is not going to work for us, most likely for a book review. So here's 2013. From Publishers Weekly. Again, this may not be on your list, so you're going to have to see if that is okay to use. And then there are many that look like they're not on the list. So rather than going through the entire list of 182 results, I'm going to go over to where it says refine my results, and I'm going to refine them and say under source types it says newspaper articles. I'm going to click on that, and hopefully one of the newspaper articles that I want to use is here. This does say the New York Times, however it does say 2017, so I really want to be in the 2013 area because that's when the book was published. Okay, so I do not have much luck right here. So I will take off that filter and I may have to change my search. So instead of book review, maybe I can just try review, which is going to give me movie and book reviews, but let's see what happens. And then in my source types, I can come back down. I can see I have increased number of newspaper articles, and then I can even change the date. So 2013 to, how about 2014? Okay, so here, New York Times and 2013. So we can click on that and see if this will work for us. Okay, so here is the New York Times right here as an option to pick our full text. Okay, this is a very, very, very short book review. However, book reviews are often short. They are often short. And Crazy Rich Asians is the second in the series, I believe, of the 3-book series that this author is doing. So we have to pay attention to that too. So you may find a book review on the first book and it may refer to the second book. So be aware of that. But sometimes book reviews are very short. Just make sure you find one that has decent information and enough for you to use. All right, so I'm going to go back to my search. And you can see there's a number of different options here. And again, Wall Street Journal is right here in the number 4 search results, so you could probably use this as well. Okay, so that is the basics of how we would do a search within OneSearch to find our reviews. And now I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint and we're going to just talk about citing our sources. So I already mentioned that there is the automatic generator for citations inside the databases. And I also want to point out that there is the Cite Your Sources guide. So the Cite Your Sources guide will assist you with giving you samples of what your citation should look like. And you may want to check this because not all citations are formatted properly in the databases. And lastly, there is the Ask a Librarian page, which is all over the library page. It is everywhere. So there's the icon, the pop-up chat box. It is also located here at the Ask a Librarian page. And so I want to show you where that's located. So we mentioned the pop-up in OneSearch, and I also want to see that it says Ask a Librarian right here at the top in the black bar. So here are all of our options. 24/7 chat is the first one, important FAQs, email, and then the research appointment, which is often quite popular with students, as you can make an appointment with a librarian, which is one-on-one, and by clicking on this link, then you can fill out the information. The one-on-one appointments are video conference and online chat. And once you fill out the form and submit it, you will then get an email that states what time your appointment is and who you'll be meeting with. So I encourage you to use the Ask a Librarian research appointment, especially if you're having trouble. That if you are having trouble, please do ask for assistance. Don't struggle too long by yourself. Recognize that you need help and ask a librarian. Alrighty, so that is what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you very much.